a drill that I like to do is to have players start with the disc equal with their chest and then turn back with 2 hands. So it gives you a full shoulder turn, and then you're ready from that throwing position to be able to really accelerate through. A drill that can get you into that position, so it's kind of tip number 2, is to have a buddy stand behind you where your arm's in this position and have them from behind take your wrist and pull back against you, and you give a little tug. So it kind of gives you that muscle memory and you're feeling the big muscles in your body start to work. And this will help you increase that distance by creating some like muscle memory and some pull through strength. And then the third tip for it is once we're in this position, so we've worked on 2 things to get there, make sure that you initiate the throw by turning the right hip out. That's something that is going to get all the big muscles in the body, whether it's your back or your core, your like hamstrings and stuff. It gets them moving forward. The big muscles are what are going to give you speed to accelerate through the throw. One of the really important things out here at Waco is the ability to throw forehand and forehand upshots specifically. It's super tight in those woods, and anytime you need to scramble out, it's always easier to be able to take a wide stance, look at your target, and then throw that overstable disc on just a flat line or a little ante, and it helps you to be able to just like get out of those tough places and back into play, whether it's scrambling to make a par or a birdie, or if it's just pitching out. It's so much easier for you to be able to look at your target, keep your body square, and then make sure that you can throw the object dead straight instead of backhand upshots where you have to turn your back to the target to throw. Make sure you grab yourself that overstable putter or mid-range disc that you're like super comfortable with. Throw it in the field, play catch with some friends, anhyzers, flat shots, hyzers, whatever, but just go in the field and play catch back and forth forehand with the stable putter, stable mid-range, and it's gonna help lower your scores real quick. Anytime we're at a tournament, if you have distractions going behind the basket or to the side or whatever that make you reset, just make sure you take that time for yourself. If I'm lined up and I'm getting ready to putt and I have movement behind the basket and I decide like, hey, I'm not mentally ready to throw this putt, don't be afraid to step off the putt, take a deep breath, and then step back and start your routine again. My routine's pretty quick. I'm just gonna take 1 pump fake to it, take a deep breath, and throw the putt. But just make sure that you are comfortable before you let it go. And if there's distractions in the background, that you make sure your head's in the right space before you throw that putt so you have the best chance to put it in the basket. 5 things to do on a night before a tournament. First thing, eat well. You gotta make sure you're putting good food in your body that's gonna sustain energy through the next day. Second thing is to stretch. Make sure your body feels good so you are ready to go that next morning and you're not trying to like make up for some lost time. Third thing is to study the course. If you have a player's guide, if you have a caddy book, if you have like YouTube to study the course out here on the Pro Tour, we have those things. Make sure you have a mental game plan going in. Number 4 is relax. Take some time for yourself, whether it's normally like watching TV, playing on your phone, whatever, just keep your head in a good space. And then number 5, go to bed early. Make sure you're getting 7 or 8 hours of sleep because you're gonna feel it the next day. If you don't, those are my 5 tips for the night before a tournament.